My name is Fredrik Ask. I'm from Oslo, Norway, and I play paddle now for 3 years. And I started actually. There was one friend. He asked me to do an exhibition. He's an Argentinian guy who works as a paddle coach in Oslo, and I never tried before, and that was the first experience. And since that match with him, I always played. So yeah, yeah. I used to play professional before, so I have at least volleys and smash, but all the defensive is what I'm working most on because that's most different from tennis, of course.
What is think the different, more difficult for the tennis player to try to play paddle?
I think it's the way of because as a tennis player you want to always go forward, you know. So when you are not comfortable in the back, you go forward, but then you shouldn't go forward, you know. So it's the way of positioning and placing yourself in the defense and be comfortable with the balls. I think that's the hardest part for tennis players, or at least for me, that was the hardest part in the beginning. But then when you start to understand the walls and positioning, then you can be a dangerous player. So that's where I put all my focus to work in the back and learn to adjust myself in the court.
But in paddle, you can try to play with rhythm, change the rhythm. I think this is very difficult too. No?
You have to build the points in a completely different way. You maybe think the point is over and then somebody hits the wall or a lob and it starts all over again. So it's so much more tactical for me in that way also. Of course, tennis is very tactical as well, but it's a different pace of the game. Like you can go slow and then suddenly it's fast. Tennis is more like pam pam pam, and you know more or less if you are like in a good position. Here it can turn so fast, and that's what I like also because it's more like a tactical aspect about the game. But that's funny because when I was playing professional tennis, I used to like more the doubles than the singles. It's because you have a partner and you enjoy together, and that's also something I love about paddle, that you share the loss, the win, everything together. Right now, I would say like the dominant force in Scandinavia is of course Sweden because they're building new courts every week, and I think there is over 300-400 courts now they put up in two years, and with Zlatan and everybody and Henke Larsson, all these old profiles that play paddle. And right now in Norway we don't have that kind of like massive like media attention of the sport yet, but I think we have about 25 courts now. So it's coming. So I hope it's going to be as big as Sweden. We have to learn more from our neighbors in that way. Always indoor, but we have some outdoor courts. But in Norway you can play maybe three months outside, and the rest is too cold unless you like to play in the snow, of course. I would say the biggest brand in Norway because we have one big club, and the agent of Bull Paddle is the same guy who owns the center. So and the people who play paddle they usually play there. And then everybody use Bull Paddle, and then everybody see it. So it's kind of like the popular brand though in Norway. But it's a great brand, and I'm very happy to be sponsored by them.
You can try, I suppose, to play in World Padel Tour. What is your chance about that?
This is a difficult thing because from tennis I'm super competitive, and when I go and play against these guys, I want to win as much as when I play tennis. But I understand that I have limits. I need to practice more, and they are of course on a different level. But I feel that I'm catching up. And I just have to be a lot in Spain and train. But I would like to do well in at least like the previas and try to get into like maybe the hundreds or something like that would be fun. Because I love competing. So after tennis, I want to continue with the racket sport.
The first objective, I think so, is try to keep the wild card about
Exactly,
your country.
That's the thing. So it's not easy for me to enter unless you have a wild card, of course, or a partner with a high ranking. And right now, I think most people they don't even know that paddle exists in Norway. So I'm kind of like a ghost so far, in the paddle world. But yeah, I would like to play all of them and maybe start with the challengers and start to build some points. Because right now I think I'm about 200 something, but it's not enough to enter the previas. So.
Okay, if I finish, sorry for my English, but
No,
it's my level. Sorry. If you want to say something in your language, it's okay for your. Maybe you have friends in there and to see you. I record this game. I think it's very good games.
Thank you.
The second set is very good.
Good. Yeah, you should not put the first set in the. No.
Okay.
I'm joking. No, but it was a great game, and playing with Federico, he's an amazing player and so much routine, and I learn a lot from playing with him. Sometimes I can see that he will get a little bit angry with me because I do some stupid things, but I think overall it was a great experience, and I would like to be more in Spain and train here and learn from these guys. So.
Okay, if you want to say something in your language, it's okay.
Eller mitt ting. Alle sammen, dere må komme dere ned til Spania, spille mer. Så må vi spre paddelen i Norge, og så håper jeg vi ses i Spania.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.